Take a look at this chart from Lisa Edwards. Let me say this about Lisa Edwards. I got into crypto the 2021 cycle. She's one of the TA people that I've come across that is the best I've ever seen her come across. We've actually bought some of her trades. You could buy some trades. She puts out trades every day or every couple of days with price points. Not too expensive, but almost all of her trades hit, like extremely accurate. But this is interesting because I just came across this. And like I said, for charts, TA, I think she's one of the best out there. And this is what she has on XRP. Whoa, I think XRP is not done. Now it's interesting if you look at this date. This is July 18th, right? So this is over a couple weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. And she has, let me open this up a little bit. She has XRP going up to $3.50 range, which it recently did, and then slowly consolidated, coming down here on this ABC type chart, coming down to, it looks like low $2 and change. That's what I'm seeing on here. And this is what's happening right now as I'm making this video. XRP, the price is $2.92. So we still might see some more pullback unless some news breaks forth. We're still waiting for the SEC news to break forth any day, and that'll change everything. But she has this pulling down, it looks like low twos, $2 range, and then shooting up to over $4, coming back down to about $3.50, and then going back up to $6. So really this first wave here, she had it at 2 and change going to about a little over $3. That's probably what just happened. And then coming back down low 2 and change. So a lot of upside for XRP. I wanted to share that with y'all. And then let me just share one more thing with Stellar Lumens. Give me 1 second here. Take a look at this. Let me play this for you guys. Is that not playing? All right, let me try to do something else here. Let me start this.
A bearer instrument pattern. Bearer instrument patterns have certain benefits in the marketplace in terms of being censorship free, but they also have certain downsides to their nature. And this is one that makes them much more difficult to regulate. From a regulator's perspective, there's a particular record keeper role, which has certain responsibilities into the marketplace. It's known as a transfer agent. The transfer agent, if they fail to execute their responsibilities, can be sued, but they keep the official record. In the absence of the transfer agent being able to correct the record, you can't have records on blockchain for securities. But it turns out, with a clawback mechanism, you can actually empower a transfer agent, that is a licensed entity with this responsibility, to correct the record. And why would it do that? And the big thing that, for example, the SEC worries about is the case of the Canadian exchange operator who disappears or dies and loses custody of a number of their clients' assets. And there's nothing that the marketplace can do about that scenario. The SEC sees for trillions of dollars worth of securities riding in these ledgers, that would mean that they have to be securities experts for everyone who performs a broker role in the marketplace. And that to them is just frightening. No one would ever get through. It would be just way too much of a responsibility. I'm not trying to discount the SEC's position on these things, but they see the ability to correct the record as an essential component. The central piece of correcting the record is executing a clawback. If someone has made a mistaken or an illicit transaction, if you can pull back that asset and put it to its rightful owner, you have the means to correct the record. So this is the nature of this element came down to regulated assets. As we've interacted with regulators globally, virtually all of them require some form of this, which will easily fall into, we believe, the structure of what's been produced here with cap 35. Hopefully that provides some background. And I'd be happy to answer questions if there's anything else on this. We happen to be going in and showing the regulators this in the near future, and that's why there's some pressure to show that Stellar can be used in a way that satisfies the world's regulators, very prominent regulators, that Stellar is suitable for securities.
I feel like it's my duty to make this content because I don't see it anywhere else out there.
All right, so let me just, that was a board member for the DTCC, and he talked about Stellar. Now, why is this a big deal? You know that I've seen Stellar at a price of $202, and that's a long ways off from where it is right now, about 40 cents, 39 cents. But this is how it's possible, right? Let me just read this to you. This is the company, this is one of the chairmen of the company that's talking about Stellar Lumens. The Depository Trust and Clearing Corporation, the DTCC, is a private company and its value is not publicly disclosed. However, it is known that the DTCC subsidiaries hold trillions of dollars in assets. We're not talking about billions, trillions. Specifically, the DTC subsidiary, the Depository Trust Company, a central securities depository, surpassed $100 trillion in assets under custody in June 2025. That's 2 months ago, less than 2 months ago, according to the markets media. The World Economic Forum also mentions that the DTCC subsidiaries process security transactions valued at $2.5 quadrillion in 2022. So these are the numbers that we're talking about. And who does he mention? He mentioned Stellar. So, well, nobody's really talking about Stellar XLM while XRP is getting the focus. There's big things going on with Stellar Lumens as well. So, all right, wanted to report that to y'all. Catch y'all live tomorrow if you're new. Subscribe, get the notification. Cost you nothing in this way. We want to pray for you. Talk a little bit about crypto. Taught a Bible study today on, we've been talking about our purpose and our identity in God. We talked about dominion and authority, taking dominion and authority. It's time to get off of the defensive and get offensive. We're not just barely holding our heads above the water. It's time to advance the kingdom of God like never before. God's given us his word, his name, his blood, his spirit. I mean, we are loaded up and it's time to activate. And that's what we're going to be doing on this channel. So let us know who you are. We'll see you on the live tomorrow. Probably going to come on the early side tomorrow, probably 9:30, 10 o'clock tomorrow. All right. Have a blessed night, everybody. God bless.